It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only Survivor podcast. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today?
Jake, I'm doing great. It's a Marquesas Monday.
Just another one.
Under different circumstances than usual. We recorded an episode yesterday, and
nobody needs to know that. We can just say technical difficulties.
Yeah, there were technical difficulties. We recorded basically a whole episode. We were basically all the way done. And then, unfortunately, we lost an important piece of the recording. So here we are. We're back again. This is the level of commitment that we have for our listeners.
And we don't need to get into what happened exactly or what part of the recording.
It's no one's fault. I'm not casting blame. I'm not trying to assign blame to anyone. It's just a thing that happened.
I think what happened was the Survivor gods saw how good yesterday's episode was, and were like, the general public can't hear this. It's just too good.
Yeah, it's too good.
They spoil the whole season. They get it exactly right. Like, what's his name in The Good Place? It just, they happened upon the correct rest of the season.
And then the Survivor gods unplugged your laptop.
They unplugged my laptop and struck me with lightning, and then I died, but I came back. I'm risen like Jesus,
that's how committed you
faster.
are. That's how committed you are to recording this podcast. You came back to life. Right. He is risen.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I got the bill for the funeral, and I'm going to need some people to subscribe to some Patreon.
They showed it. You were
Let's just say that.
You were embalmed, and they showed it to you, and you hopped up out of the coffin.
I was spinning in my grave before they even put me under. It was so expensive.
You were spinning in your grave like that lady that got airlifted by the helicopter.
Okay, so here's the thing. On this road trip to and from Alabama this weekend, I saw a billboard that said, simple cremation, $1,500. And I was like, how is that possible? Because I always thought cremation was like the cheap route, that's why I wanted to do it. But now I'm hearing it's multiple millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, whatever. I'm bad at math.
It costs $2 million to get cremated. A
I
lot of
have
people
to win Survivor
tell
twice,
you that.
3 times after Obama takes his share.
That's why Jeff Kent will never get cremated.
Did you know Obama's the world's #1 proprietor of cremations? There's a reason they call him Hussein.
Let you be clear. I'm sorry, I just got distracted. There is a story. Do you know who Omar Apollo is? I have not heard of him before this, but he's like a singer.
No, I don't think I know who that is.
He's a singer, and somebody tweeted, "Is Omar Apollo another queer-baiting singer like this type? I don't label myself. Let me wear cropped and paint my nails and say I find another guy hot because I like his song, but I don't like supporting straight men doing queer-baiting." Which I think that's like isn't Shawn Mendes kind of like that, where it's like, ooh, maybe I'm gay, but I'm not. And
I don't know.
I don't know
who Shawn Mendes was.
The reason that I mentioned this is because Omar Apollo himself retweeted that with, "No, I be sucking dick for real." Which I think is very endearing. That's a very funny thing to say.
Wow, no, I feel quite old now. I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, these young artists.
You say Omar Apollo, and I think the inline skater.
Yeah, Omar Apollo Anton Omar.
Oh no, Apollo. Oh no.
Cassius
Right?
Apollo Anton Ono Omar.
Oh boy, that's a long name. Anton Omar. Apollo Ono. Apollo Anton Ono. And what's this other guy's name? Omar Apollo. Anton Ono. Man. A lot of people have a lot of names. I'll tell you that much.
Too many names out there.
A lot of people have a lot of names, and it's hard to keep track of them all, especially on a little show we like to call Survivor. Thomas, did you watch Survivor 43 last night?
Feline in my hair looking like a chia pet, and you know they getting green if a flower on their neck.
Jake, I did. I watched it. Not last night, but I did watch it.
Yeah, last night you talked to me about it. So I already know what you're going to say about this week's episode title, Get That Money, Baby. But remind the listeners, what did you think of that episode title?
Pretty good. I would also like to get that money, baby.
Yeah. Can you imagine a baby made out of money? That's funny.
That would be pretty cool. I'm sorry, that would be cool, but my immediate thought was also that there should be... We should have a Patreon Strokes podcast. It's called Did You Listen to Last Night?
What the fuck would that be?
Well, there's the song. Have you heard the song Last Night by the Strokes?
So this is in line with
Did you listen to Last Night?
What would we do with that?
We would talk about the Strokes.
Oh, okay. Not just the song Last Night, but the whole Strokes.
Yeah, and then we could have another song. We could have another podcast called Just Stroke, which is about the Billy Squier song "The Stroke."
Oh, okay. That's not where I thought you were going. No, Just Stroke is going to be our OnlyFans show. So they return to camp and discuss Carla initially being left out of the vote, but luckily Sammy tuned her in. I don't know if that's the right phrase, but you know what I'm saying. Jesse is feeling good about all the advantages and where he is at in the game. My two favorites, doing well. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, they're out there, they're playing, they're doing it, and they're doing it well, and we love to see it. Yep.
At the reward challenge, they have to spin around on a disc, go over balance beam, drop a sandbag on a tall beam. Let me try to remember. You said you love seeing sandbags being thrown on beams.
Yeah, I love
or anything
when they have to throw a sandbag onto something. And you said that you like when they have to spin around and get dizzy because it reminds you of minor league baseball games. And I agree.
That's right.
I also love that.
See, Thomas, when you proposed, did you listen to? What was it called? Did you listen to Last Night?
Did you listen to Last Night?
I thought it was going to be like a meta take on listening to this show.
No.
But then it would be us talking about this show. And this is kind of what I imagine it being like. Like, oh, I remember you saying this. I remember you saying this. So that's kind of fun.
No,
so the winners
would be one of us being like, oh, baby, I feel so down when you turn me on, when I feel left out.
Is that a song lyric?
Yeah. And then so I turn around. It's going to be all right. It was a great big lie because I left that night.
Last Night by The Stroke.
Yeah. You were Shazamming those lyrics as I was saying them.
Thomas, I don't know if you know this about me. I don't know a single lyric to a single song.
Oh, my God.
I'm horrible at hearing lyrics.
Man, that's a real shame.
Yeah. I'll be like, that song that's like, boo doo 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 doo. I'm like, no, I don't know. And it's like, and then I'll hear it and it'll be like a Kings of Leon song. It's like, oh, sex is on fire? Yeah. You don't remember the lyrics. My sex is on fire.
If I was speaking lyrics to you and I was like, I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die, you'd be like, what's that from? And then I'd have to play you the song.
Tubba
No, it's from the Eiffel 65 song, I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die.
How about this? Ready? Here's a joke for you. Eiffel 69.
Yo!
That's another OnlyFans show we'll do.
Yep.
And that's where we
talk about the band Eiffel 65, and we also talk about our favorite OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is going to be a lot of because I'm gonna have to wade into the world of OnlyFans. But you know what? For the right price, I'll do it.
Yeah. If you can bankroll Thomas's OnlyFans subscriptions, that would be great. So the Dizzy challenge is fun. They do good. The winners get a pizza and beer, and they get to sleep in a bed, and they get letters from home. Noelle wins after a really rough time on the balance beam. She almost loses her leg because she's sweating so much.
This was really neat. I thought it was really cool. It was a triumphant moment.
Neat Noelle, that's what we like to call her.
They don't call her No W. She's Noelle.
Noelle, because she's always winning. Yes, of course. You were trying to get that name off the ground this whole time.
I've already printed T-shirts based off the strength of how that joke went over in our first recording.
Noelle's. What is this? That joke?
There's like one of those sound chips in them. When you press it, it's me saying they don't call her No W.
So this is why we need to get picked up by a network so they can make this merch for us. Because
I've spent $10,000 of my own money to buy these shirts.
Somebody please subscribe to our Patreon.
Please subscribe to Just Joey. Please subscribe to Just Joey. I need this. We'll get some of it back after Obama takes his cut.
Oh my God! Can you believe this guy's still taking taxes?
Yeah, he's not even president anymore.
He found some loophole, I guess.
Yeah, if your friend becomes president, you still get to take 40%.
And he got two friends in a row. Joseph Brandon right now, and then right before that it was his good friend Donald Trump. Did you know that?
Controversial opinion. We're not afraid to go there. This podcast, we're not afraid to go there and tell the damn truth. I've seen pictures of them together. Tell the damn truth.
Yeah. Obama loves taxes.
We're not comedians. Trump. We're like truth tellers, like Bill Maher.
Yeah, well, Bill Maher, Joe Rogan, those are our two heroes.
Yes.
Because
of weed.
Always telling the truth. Yeah. Oh, and Elon Musk, too.
We're actually recording this from a cool tiki bar basement setup like Bill Maher has.
Do you want to hear another cool
Tiki Mar, if you will.
Do you want to hear another cool thing my brother-in-law said to me this weekend?
What did your brother-in-law say to you?
He was talking... Oh, this wasn't to me. I was just in the room. We were sitting in the garage, hanging out, doing cool adult things.
Yes.
Like watching John Wick 2 and 3.
That's a pretty cool thing to do, in my opinion.
Pretty cool.
I heard
and
you were
adult.
Smoking blunts also.
Why did you hear that? Where did you hear that from?
That's just the scuttlebutt. That's the rumor.
No, scuttlebutt is incorrect.
Shouldn't believe everything you hear on the internet.
I would not. I would never do such a thing.
Okay.
Anyway, he said to, I don't know, a cousin or an uncle or a grunkle, somebody, he said, yeah, I've got a man cave like this at my place too, up in Chicago. And he was so proud of himself.
Oh, good for him.
I was like, that's great. I'm so happy for you.
I also smoked weed with my relatives over Thanksgiving.
I didn't do that. I did not do that, though.
Okay, well, I did.
I strictly smoked tobacco.
You were smoking clove cigarettes. Yeah. They're coming back, baby. You're making it happen.
Yeah. And the clove is cannabis.
They're cool again.
So Noelle, neat Noelle, as we like to call her, they don't call her no W's. She brings along Jesse, Owen, and Sammy. And speaking of Sammy, you know, we love Sammy, but don't call him Zane.
I can't believe I'm going to have to hear you describe this whole thing to me again.
So... since Thomas doesn't want to hear about Sami Zayn anymore.
I was delighted to hear about Sami Zayn yesterday when you told me about him.
Okay, since you remember everything that happened, you tell me everything that I said to you.
Okay. I'll give you the cliff notes. I'll give you the cliff bar of what happened.
Oh, that's fun.
What's your favorite cliff bar, by the way?
Chocolate brownie or something like that. I don't really like cliff bars a lot. Okay. What's your favorite cliff bar?
The peanut butter ones are pretty good, and then I kind of like the oatmeal raisin one, which is honestly probably more boring than what you said, but I stand by it.
No, oatmeal raisin is good. I actually would prefer a plateau bar, and here's what I mean by that. Cliff bars are filled with sugar, and not as much protein as they are carbohydrates, so my blood sugar often shoots up real high after eating a Cliff Bar, and it's not super nutritious. What I need is a plateau bar, something that'll keep my blood sugar steady, like a plateau.
Okay. You know what I want is like a damn Klondike bar.
What would you do, Thomas? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Would you tell me about what happened with Sami Zayn over the weekend?
I would tell you about what happened with Sami Zayn.
Please tell me what happened with Sami Zayn.
Bar. Okay, so they're getting ready for the trios match, correct?
No.
It's not a trios match.
It's a tag team match between the Usos and Butch and Ridge Holland.
Oh, I thought Sheamus and Sami were also involved with this.
I thought it was they were on the outside of the ring.
Oh, they were just there. Okay.
Yeah, managing.
All right, so they were okay. So occasionally they were like yelling at the ref, like "Come on!" to distract them or whatever. Okay,
I'm walking here, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're saying I'm walking here. They walked out into the middle of the ring, and the ref almost hit them with the car, and then they tapped the hood of the car and went, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Alberto Del Rio is the ref now.
Oh boy.
Remember when he ran over Santa Claus?
I do remember when he ran over. Who could forget when Alberto Del Rio ran over Santa Claus?
The only two things I can remember about Alberto Del Rio: he ran over Santa Claus in his cool car, and he got cashed in on in a really cool way by Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, anyway, that was cool. There is a third thing to remember, which is when he signed with the company. Somebody accidentally, there was like a photo with the like WWE official like press release that they put out on the site about him being on there, where it was an instruction to the person writing it that was like, he's going to be a big deal fairly quickly. And it just was there. Like, it was just the note that was like, Alberto is going to be a big deal fairly quickly. So that was a running joke with him on the internet for a while. Anyway, okay, so they're getting ready for the tag team match. And Kevin Owens is trying to convince Sami to turn on the Bloodline. And Jay overhears this. And
that's right.
Goes to Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, and says to him, Sami's not trustworthy. He's going to turn on us. And so Roman goes, okay, I'll talk to Sami. I'll be the one to decide that. And he talks to Sami, and he says, no, Sami's good. He'll be fine. And then they go out. They go wrestle the match. And there's a point where Sami gets super kicked on accident by Jay. Mm-hmm. And then there's also a point where Jay gets hit by a stunner from Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. And when the ref is going to count the pin on Jay, Sami comes in.
No.
Holds his arm up so that he can't.
On Roman.
Oh, it was on Roman. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so he prevents
the tribal chief.
He prevents Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, from getting pinned. And then he, at the end of it, I think he hits, is it Butch or Ridge Holland that he hits with the haluva kick?
It's Kevin Owens.
Wait, was Kevin Owens in the match?
Yeah.
You just said it was a tag team match with just Butch and Ridge Holland.
No, Thomas, there were two matches. There was one Friday night to see who would have the advantage in the War Games match.
Oh, okay.
Sami messed that one up for the Bloodline.
Oh, okay, he did that on accident because he got super kicked.
That was on accident. The super kick was in the War Games match. But you forgot the part where it was Jay.
It's fine. Okay, the important thing is that Sami comes through. Sami hits the haluva kick on Kevin Owens. Then Jay hits him with the splash and pins him. And everything's good. And then Sami and Jay hug. There are differences behind them.
Yes. It's an exciting moment in the story of the Bloodline. People were saying on...
it's impossible to determine how many matches there were or who messed up where. But the important thing is... Bloodline stronger than ever.
Bloodline stronger than ever. Very cool, very good. I saw somebody on the wrestling Reddit say people are going to be talking about this storyline in 20 years, though they talk about the storylines that everybody loves to talk about. And you know the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah. What do you think the
big
most
ones.
recent storyline that was like this well received would be? Because I have an idea. I'm just curious what you think.
For me, I would say Kofi Mania 3 or 4 years ago
That was pretty good. I would say that was pretty well received. The one I was thinking of was the Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho. You just made the list friendship.
Yes, that was very good too. Unfortunately, they squandered the ending a bit there because, Goldberg was in town and he needed to be champion.
That part sucks, but we did get the all-time great moment of Kevin giving Chris the new list as a present. And Chris's name, he's like, "Why's my name on the list?"
Yeah.
Then he gets power bombed.
Yep. So, looking like KO is going to be Roman Reigns' next opponent, and Sammy, baby, he's something's going on. So, as long as Sami, don't call him Zayn, remains on the show, we'll continue talking about Sami Zayn.
Sammy do call him Zayn.
Yeah. Sammy do call him Uso, actually. That was the other thing.
Sammy do call him Moose.
You forgot to mention when Jimmy was supposed to go in to help Jay, Roman said, "Hold back. I'm going to send in Sami Zayn." So Sami Zayn and Jay Uso had to work together. And that was a fiasco because they have not been getting along.
I didn't forget to say that. I chose not to say it. I didn't think it was relevant.
Rude. So at the Sanctuary, all of the people who won the challenge read their letters from home. Owen's girlfriend is also named Sammy, but don't call her Zayn.
Yeah. Too many Sammys.
Probably. Too many Sammys.
Write one of these Sammys off.
Write one of these Sammys on the parchment and vote them off the island. Jesse has been best friends with his wife since childhood. Very cute. We have some friends from childhood who are like that, who are married now.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
that?
true. I do know. Yes, it was cute.
Sammy tells them he's running out Cassidy next. Sammy, he's fun. he's a fun addition to the show. It's like the Powerpuff Girls, remember? Sugar, spice, everything nice, but then a little bit of plutonium or whatever he did. And that's Sammy. He's the little bit of plutonium or whatever Professor X did. Did you ever watch Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah, I did. Sugar, spice, everything nice. These were the ingredients to make the perfect little girls. But Professor Utonium also accidentally added a secret ingredient, chemical X. Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born. And you know who is the one that does the intro to that show? That's right. It's Mr. Show's Tom Kenny, SpongeBob himself.
Oh. Glad to see SpongeBob still getting work.
Yeah, that guy has more money than God.
Well, God actually doesn't use money. He's above it,
what if
literally.
God was one of us? Probably be the voice of SpongeBob, Tom Kenny.
Imagine that. Imagine God on SpongeBob. He was in the Monty Python movie. So he's not... And he was in God Friended Me or whatever. And he was in... What If God Was One of Us? That song. He was in that song.
He was?
So, he was? Well, I mean, it was about him.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, he's not above being in the public eye and making a check.
Did God gesturing to someone like, they wrote this one about me, right?
God's a chill bro.
Yeah. The song You're So Vain was also written about God.
I did know that, actually. I did see the VH1 behind the music about that song, and it's good.
You probably think this song is about you, don't you? Don't you? In parentheses, God.
Yeah, I love to go to church when I visit my family, and we sing that song in church. Owen comes up with a plan to split votes between Carla and Cassidy in case of an idol. Sure. Cody is excited to get to know the other three losers, and they plan to take out Sammy. Excuse me. I think that's a good plan. You know,
Yeah.
I don't trust Sammy as far as I can throw him, and I'll tell you, I haven't been working out much recently, so I can't throw him very far.
So you don't trust him very far. I think he's playing a little too hard. I think he's trying to form. He's being a little fast and loose with his alliances. Like, I just think he's eventually going to trip himself up at some point.
Yeah. You could say he's being fast and furious with his play style.
Yeah, he's
Like the movie?
Would you say that he's the Dominic Toretto of this game?
He's the Michelle Rodriguez of this game.
Yep. He's definitely he's kind of the hopefully he's not the Paul Walker of the game.
It's pretty dark. Pretty dark
Yes.
choice of reference there, Thomas.
Yeah.
He's the Tyrese of this game. Is Tyrese in those
Sure.
movies?
Tyrese Gibson is in those movies.
He's the Vin Diesel of the movies. I don't know. I've watched one or two of those movies. I don't really know.
I think
anything.
if there's one thing we can all agree, Survivor's about family.
Yes. They have certainly told us about that. And the interesting thing about a brother and sister is that neither of you is the parent. Cody and Cassidy discuss taking out Noelle because she's becoming a huge threat. Ding, 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 as they like to say. I think that's a good idea. They call her Noelle's for a reason.
That's right. I've heard that somewhere before. Whoever said that, pretty cool. I wish that was on a t-shirt that I could buy.
Mr. Google thinks Noelle is a hero in this game. Love that. Love hearing about heroes. And he feels in a good position because he has options in the game.
I think that having a lot of options is sometimes the illusion, like it is an illusion to you as a player, right? Like maybe you're spreading yourself a little too thin across these alliances.
Yeah.
You think you can play with anyone, but really you can't play with anyone.
The fact that you're playing with everyone makes everyone realize that you are too valuable to everyone else. So
Yeah. If you're playing
Could be
with
next,
everyone,
yeah.
you're playing with no one.
yes,
Unless you're Mike White.
yes, who is playing everything very well.
Yeah. Like football.
Yes,
I forgot that we talked about Mike White playing for the damn New York Football Jets, Jets.
That's
Threw
Jets,
for
yeah.
3 touchdowns, beat your beloved Chicago Bears yesterday. What can't the guy do?
He won an Emmy, probably won an Oscar.
An Emmy. Season 2 of White Lotus still going strong.
Yep. Have yet to watch it, but I enjoyed season 1 quite a bit. The reveal at the you've watched it, right?
White Lotus?
Yeah.
I watched like the first 2 episodes of the first season and I liked it, and then I just never went back and watched it. So I will at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was too, and then I forced myself to watch the whole first season. Very fun. The reveal at the end is, I think it was really funny, but I'm a Mike White fan, so
Yeah, Mike White super fan. Mike White.
that's very funny, and always will be, and always has been. At the Immunity Challenge, they have to balance House of Cards as they build it. What did you think of this challenge?
I thought that it was good.
Good.
I think that this is the exact kind of challenge that I'm looking for once we hit the merge, is balance on something, balance stuff, keep something up, especially something like the tower, so it's really funny when it falls down.
Speaking of Eiffel 69.
Yeah. It's the Eiffel 69 challenge.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to talk about when Jeff is wearing a black shirt and Carla goes, "Ooh, Jeff, man in black."
Yes.
Looking good. And then he kind of does a little turn, like he like poses a little bit, and then he's like, "Thank you, Carla."
No,
in, like, a creepy voice.
Don't even remotely flirt with anyone. I don't care how innocent it is. Jeff should not be flirting with anyone.
Jeff was goofing. He was goofing, but
even
also,
goofy flirting is too much.
This is the reason why we need to bring back stoic, sort of detached Jeff.
Yeah,
I want Jeff to be annoyed that he's talking to the players.
Yeah,
that's what I like. That's what I like about early season Jeff.
Yeah,
he's like, all right, here's what we're doing.
Don't be a dipshit about it.
Don't talk to me.
Did you? God, I wish I could remember off the top of my head what season it was, but it was an old school season where he kept getting mad at them for attacking when not in the attack zone in some challenge. He has to tell them like a dozen times, like, you're not in the attack zone.
You are not in the attack zone.
I wish I could remember off the top of my head what that is, but that is a season we will, I'm sure, watch eventually during some off season. But it is peak Jeff in a challenge. Like,
I want that so bad. There was it's funny because they ended up making the World Series, but there was a point where the Phillies weren't doing so well this year. And there was a player for them who got caught on camera saying, "I fucking hate this place," when the fans were booing them.
Oh,
that's what I want. That's the energy I want Jeff to have at all times.
It was apparently Survivor Thailand, which is not high on the priority list, but worth watching eventually, I think. Anyway, Cassidy wins this challenge. Good for Cassidy. I like Cassidy overall. Manifesting her win, you know?
Chaos Cassidy.
She loves to be called that.
She's like, yeah, we all call her that, and she likes to be called that.
She literally does. She said on Twitter that she's been manifesting calling herself Chaos Cassidy since she was 13 years old when Chaos Cass was first on the show.
Yeah, it's like on The Simpsons when they're giving Frank Grimes' eulogy. Or Grimy, as he liked to be called.
Chaos Cassidy is like the sequel to Chaos Cass in the way somebody could be watching David versus Goliath and be like, oh, I wish I could be Mike White too. Like Borat too.
Yeah.
Rudy
Mike
Giuliani did the whole thing with the Rudy Giuliani.
Very nice.
Very nice. Senator or whatever he is. Lawyer. Landscaper? Football player.
They should bring back the Survivor auctions so that somebody can go, very nice, how much?
God, what if they get fucking Borat's daughter on there, maybe they'll do it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
So Goobler tells Noelle that she's the target, but she is still 95% confident that they can still take out Carla. Interesting choice of words there, Noelle's. You know?
Yeah, that's bit of an unforced error, I would say. Things were going real well in this episode up to that point.
I wonder, and we probably talk about this a lot, but it really does feel like every time they say the word confident, that person is out. They never use that word.
I wonder if people are saying it all the time and then they just wait to use it. They just wait until it's the episode that they get voted off and then they deploy it.
Because what's more fun than hubris? And I completely understand, but I'm sure people say it all the time and they just use it when it's appropriate in situations like this. But it's so funny every time it works out.
It really is one of those things where you hear it and you're just like, whoa, hold on.
Hey, guys.
Hey, come on now.
Cody and Jesse
Jake, I will say, I'm feeling a little less confident right now. I'm checking the return policy on these T-shirts I had commissioned. I'm going to see if maybe I can get the T-shirts replaced with, they should call her Some L's.
That'd be a good T-shirt, too. A lot of really good T-shirt options, honestly. You could send the ones, that say, what was the first one?
Oh, it was, they don't call her No W's.
You could send that one to, war-torn countries in the third world.
Yeah, speaking of the Phillies, they'll go there with the Phillies 2022 World Series championship T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. Cody and Jesse see that they don't call her no W's is probably the right move. And then they do a really fun checklist where Jesse has a checklist of how to do a blindside, and they do the checklist on screen. They have step 1, have a cover story. It's great. The plan is to split the votes between Carla and Sammy. Step 2, have a fall guy. Who is the fall guy?
Is Noel the fall guy in this instance?
Don't remember.
Anyway, step 3, backup plan.
Have a backup plan. Jesse lets Goebbels say that they want to vote for Noel and explains why, and he agrees. And then he tells Carla that he's nervous about
the Gable
coding
himself.
Jesse. I think you've done that one before.
Gable syrup.
Let's talk about these wildlife shots. We did have 2, which is very nice. How much? 2, that's how much. We had the bandit sea crate, which we've talked about time and time again, and also a spider, which we've talked about a number of times. So, there you go. Wildlife shots used to be the best segment on the show. Now, not so much.
Yeah, I'm not as confident in these wildlife shots as I once was.
Mm-hmm. So at Tribal Council, Jeff asks Noelle about her sheer determination. Okay. Yeah, because she has a disability, so she's actually a hero, and a healer, and a hustler.
It gets a little, like, condescending at a certain point where it's like, I think you can celebrate someone overcoming their disability without it becoming the only thing that you talk about with them. Like, You don't need to act like she won a contest to be there.
Yeah.
She's more than, I think that she's more than proven herself as, like, a very capable competitor. Like, I think that she transcends just being, like, someone overcoming their disability. Like, it's good to talk about that, but I think you can also just be like, she's just a really good player, period.
Mm-hmm. As a person with, as a person who has to legally check that I have a disability on forms, I don't know how to respond when people are like, you're such a hero for dealing with this. Like, I don't think you understand what you're saying, because I guarantee you I'm not. I've been dealing with this since I was 6 years old, and I am very shitty at it still.
How would you feel if you were on Survivor and every single time...
I'd probably win $1 million. I'd be confident I win $1 million.
Oh, well, that's good. But, like, if every single tribal council or every time that you did anything, it was just like, Andy has diabetes. It's like, how does your diabetes make you feel about this? How would that get to you if that kept getting brought up?
Strategizing the vote before tribal council, it's kind of like eating a big slice of chocolate cake, but, like, not bolusing enough for it, and then, like, overcorrecting, so bolusing too much, so your blood sugar goes really high, but then it goes really low. It's really a roller coaster, just kind of like how it's a roller coaster who you're going to vote for before tribal council. Is that satisfying, Jeff? Is that a satisfying metaphor?
That's what would be over your like soft focus the video package. They're like, can we get a bunch of pictures of you as a kid?
Yeah.
So that we can talk about how you have diabetes?
Yeah, absolutely. Tear up. It's really hard sometimes. About once every 3 to 6 years, I break down and don't want to do it anymore. And then God says, too bad, idiot. That's not how it works.
Yeah, get fucked. I'm God. What if I was one of you? You ever think about that?
So Noelle tells us about how being on the show, she hopes to reach just one person with a disability. And, hey, I'm a person with a disability, and I recognize her struggle in having to politely smile when people call her a hero for just living her life.
Yeah, she's overcoming the immense focus of production on her disability.
Yeah. She says, Jesse says that the only reason he was able to read his letter from home was because of Noelle. And then Gobbler makes a metaphor related to the OR at Jeff's request. I know we complain about Jeff a lot, but this is unnecessary. The only good OR content is that joke in Rushmore. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which joke is that?
When he's like talking to Luke Wilson, when Jason Schwartzman is talking to Luke Wilson, and Luke Wilson says, they're OR scrubs, and he goes, oh, are they? That's so fucking funny.
That's good.
Jeff's being like, oh, where are we at in the procedure in the OR? I don't fucking care. How am I supposed to relate to that as a person with diabetes? I'm not a doctor. Doctors hate me.
Do you think when Gabler was talking to that vet, he was like, were you in the shit? Mm-hmm. And then that vet was like, yeah, I was in the shit.
Owen says he thinks the plan that is going to happen is going to happen. Cool phrase. Cool phrase worth putting in the show.
Whatever happens on Survivor.
He Daniel Faraday'd his way through tribal council.
This is like anytime that they get to the point in a tribal where people are talking this abstractly, Jeff should just be like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Let's vote.
It's boring. It's boring. This is the big complaint of Survivor 43, but tribal council is boring now.
Everyone is too coy. It's better than live tribals, but it's not much better.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jesse again says trust is currency. Great line. Great motto for the show Survivor. Jesse says
trust is currency. That's going to be the new voting blocks. That's going to be the new
pilots and passengers.
I would love to hear. Someone should just make like a breakdown of every single dumb narrative each season tried to introduce as like, this is how the game is shifting.
Yeah, that's a really good idea for like a YouTuber. You know, there's YouTubers who like do highlight reels of Survivor with different themes.
Yeah, this would be like a 10-hour video essay.
It was like, it was actually about fucking. Well, where was Pilots and Passengers from? Was that Island of the Islands?
That might be Island of the Islands.
And then Winners at War was Lions and Hyenas. Yeah,
something like that. Second Chances was Voting Blocks.
Yeah, Voting Blocks stuck around for a while. Now this year it's whatever the fuck.
Trust is currency.
Trust is currency, yeah. Which honestly, I don't hate. If they came out with a movie called Pirates of the Caribbean, Trust is Currency, I'd probably go see it in theaters.
Yeah. It honestly kind of reminds me of, this is just a dumb joke that only a few people on Twitter would get.
The tweeters.
Yeah, there's this account, Twitter's Good Boy, has a running joke where he just made, for whatever reason, the phrase "in the Matrix, cash is king" just became a running joke, and so he made a bunch of memes based off of that. And so on Survivor, trust is currency is the new "in the Matrix, cash is king."
It's a good line. I'm not mad about it.
I think we can all agree that in the Matrix, cash is king.
Noelle talks about fear of idols, and Jesse quotes his son's letter and says, "Get that money, baby." And I'll say again, imagine a baby made out of money, coins or dollar bills.
You know who else says that? Neo in the Matrix.
Cash is king, baby. They vote. Carla gets a vote, and then another vote. Sammy gets a vote, and then Noelle gets 4 votes. You know, what can you do?
You could not be confident. That would be one way to avoid this.
Yep. So last week you had 28 points. I had 26 points. This week I received a point for Carla surviving the vote. Let's see. At the merge, you had picked James. How did James do at this tribal council, Thomas?
You know,
No, but I want you to tell me. How did James do? And on the game of Survivor and at Tribal Council specifically.
well, he was there. He was present.
Oh, that's great. He voted.
He was there.
He voted present at Tribal Council.
Yeah.
That's one thing they don't
He
tell you about
unfortunately
Survivor.
was not allowed to participate in the vote, but he was present.
The jury also votes at Tribal Council, but all the jury members have to write present instead of somebody's name. Because there are occasionally times where, like, somebody is out with injury or a sickness or something, they have to go to the hospital, so they can't make that Tribal Council, you know? So they just need to keep track of who all is there, just in case.
Sure, yeah.
Good news, Thomas, for you. No L, they don't call her no W's for a reason. You predicted she would be voted out, so you got a point for that. I predicted Sam would get voted out, so no point for that. So now at 29 points, I'm at 27. Now, we did make predictions yesterday, but I have not yet written them down. So, we get a Survivor 31 Cambodia second chance at these predictions. So who's going to win reward?
I am going to say that Sammy is going to win reward.
I will say the Gobble Man himself, Mr. Google, Michael Gabler. Because he missed the last one, right? So they want to be nice to him? Or did he? No, he didn't make the last one. What will the reward be? What will the reward be? What will the reward be?
What will the reward be? I'm going to say that they get to take a shower. Did we ever, between now and when we recorded last, did we ever determine whether they got to take a shower at this reward? I think that there was some dispute over that.
There was some dispute over that. I did not look it up. I'm going to accept your prediction, though. I think it's a good prediction. I'm going to say they just had pizza, didn't they? So they're not going to do pizza again. Well, I'm looking at a coupon here on an egg carton, and it has pancakes and maple syrup. And you said Gable syrup earlier, so that's in line with this. I'm going to say pancakes.
I did say that. Okay, sure.
Pancakes are good. Pancakes are fun. Pancakes or waffles. This is a Would You Rather. New segment, Would You Rather. Nobody's ever done this on a podcast before. Pancakes or waffles.
Pancakes.
And the question is, which would you rather drown under?
Probably still pancakes. I don't think that either of them would be pleasant to drown under, but I like pancakes better, so.
Who is going to win immunity?
I think that Cody is going to win immunity.
That's what she said last week, and last week I said Jesse, and I'm sticking with that. Who's getting voted out?
I'm trying to remember who I said was going to get voted out this past time.
The only people who would know is me and you, and neither of us can remember, so what does
It's
it
like,
matter?
oh, fuck, who did I say? Who's left?
7 people.
I think that Sammy is going to get voted off. That's what it was.
That's really, I think you're probably right, but for sake of competition, I'm going to say Big Bad Cody Assenmacher. I don't know why I'm using everyone's full name this round, but whatever. Of course.
What are you, Chris Jericho?
Oh, yeah. Is that something he does?
Yeah, I think when he's a heel, sometimes he'll call people by their full name.
Oh, I thought he just called everybody jabroni.
Oh, that's also a thing that people do when they're a heel sometimes.
Should Chili's or Applebee's show up, we'll get a point for that. But until then, Thomas, I have a question for you. Follow-up question to the original question I asked you. And that is, did you watch the challenge Ryder Dies last night?
I still didn't. I could have
You had an extra day.
Yesterday and today, but also you told me what happened. So
Yeah, they did a challenge where one person had to balance on a post, and in doing so, they would reveal an image, and then they both have to run up this hill and recreate that image. And you know what the image was?
what was the image?
It was a bush, a Kate bush.
Oh, yeah. They had to make a deal with God.
Yeah, that's a funny joke we did together. Guess who won?
Who won?
No, Thomas, I want you to guess. It was, remember,
No.
a memory puzzle.
You tell me.
It was Nelson and Nerys.
I want to see if you know.
It was Nelson and Nerys. It says right in front of me. It was in my notes, and I wrote it down while watching the show, so I know it's right.
Oh, yeah. And then when you told me that, I was like, oh, Nelson did a puzzle?
Yeah. And Nerys, too. She was also there. She's weirdly a really good partner for Nelson. They're doing really well together, and that's exciting. Nerys is great. Have you ever watched a show with Nerys on it?
I don't think I have.
Do you want to look her up?
Why?
Because she's really pretty, and you'd probably like looking at her. I don't know. That's all.
Well, let's take a look. I'll be the judge of that. It is not spelled the way that I thought it would be spelled.
How did you spell it?
I spelled it Narese, which is how someone named Nerys on The Wire is spelled. So
yeah.
This is one is spelled Nurys.
That's right.
Yeah, she's good looking.
Yeah. So they had their meeting, and they sent in 4 more teams with champs on them. And then now nobody trusts Devin because he is somehow always avoiding the zone. I know you've had about 28 hours to ruminate on the zone as the name of an elimination chamber. What do you think of that name?
I think it's kind of foreboding sounding. That's a thing from the movie Stalker. So very, very arty.
It's not from The Wire. What if they did an elimination chamber called The Wire on the challenge?
That would be pretty funny,
Yeah.
I think.
And the season could take place in Baltimore.
Yeah, and one side would be cops and one side would be drug dealers.
One side could be cops and one side could be robbers. And that's people named Robert. Boston Rob.
Cops and Roberts.
There's a simulated survivor we
The
should
challenge, Cops and Roberts. Yes, honestly, that would be fucking sick. Every cop that has competed on one of these shows versus everyone named
do.
Roberts.
Yeah, 100% we should do that sometime. So Nelson and Nerys ultimately send in Amber. Remember, the color for Amber B is Amber. Yeah. Her boyfriend Chauncey is her partner, and they go up against Darrell and Veronica. Remember, from the early 2000s, they were on the show. They're back. Better than ever. They have to climb up a tower and collect puzzle pieces that are hanging from the slack lines they have to climb, and then they do a puzzle at the end. Pretty fun stuff.
Good stuff. Who likes puzzles?
Kel likes
Devin
puzzles.
does.
Puzzles, they were bad at, both teams were bad at the puzzle, but eventually Amber and Chauncey won.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool stuff. But the real reason we talk about the challenge these days is for the MTV music. And this is a segment called Music Minute.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
We had an Eric Church song. Did you get a chance to listen to any Eric Church songs since yesterday?
Nope, I know that he sounds like a regular country guy.
That's right.
But I did not listen to it.
Personally, for me, I prefer Eric Business.
Oh. Eric State.
How about,
and you got to keep them separated.
Yeah, that's right. How about on Sundays, I do a little Eric shopping, you know?
Eric's be shopping.
Eric's be shopping, a little retail shopping on a Sunday afternoon. Get my earbuds some Christmas gifts, you know?
Yep.
We also got a song from Doja Cat called Kiss Me More, featuring SZA.
Oh, yeah. And then we also discussed the fact that this song is based around the Olivia Newton-John song Physical.
Yep.
The song Physical by Dua Lipa is also based around that song, and they came out, I think, like a month apart.
That's right. Disco-inspired pop song. Doja Cat said she wanted to make a song about kissing because she thought it would be cute, because it doesn't happen too often, which you took issue with, as I recall.
Wrong. That is incorrect.
Name one more song about kissing.
This Kiss by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Nice. What about Good Kisser by Usher?
Yeah, sure. Kiss from a Rose.
Seal. Kiss, the whole band.
The song. Yes, the band Kiss, the song Nobody by Mitski.
Oh my god, what a good song too. If they ever did a season of Survivor with no contestants on it, we could use that as the intro song.
Sure. Shut Up Kiss Me by Angel Olsen.
I really like that song, but I feel like I heard it so often in what year did that come out? 2016, 2017?
2017, I think.
Honestly, I couldn't listen to it for like 3 years after that. I heard it so often.
Yeah, I think I also got a little sick of it, and but I had the pleasure of listening to that song performed live back in September.
Cool.
And it was good. Angel Olsen, you won't believe this, very talented.
I'll see it when I believe it. I believe it when I see it. Whatever. Who gives a shit? John Caramanica of the New York Times, your favorite music critic, said it mixes the breeze of the light 1980s funk with the bogginess of 2020s hip-hop, a juggling act that Doja Cat has pioneered, if not trademarked by now. Agree or disagree? As the biggest Doja Cat fan in the world.
Whatever. I don't care.
It was ranked in the top 5 songs of 2021 by several outlets and has won a number of awards, including Best Collaboration at various awards shows, and nominated for Video of the Year at VMAs, but lost to another song. Do you remember what song? I told you yesterday.
You did tell me yesterday. Wasn't it it was the Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow song?
I don't remember if this is the one with Jack Harlow, but it is Montero Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X.
Sure.
So that's the Music Minute, and we love alliteration here, so this next segment is called Probst Bros. Get it?
Are you just going to read the one that I already did?
No, because we only got like halfway through it. So this is where something horrible happened, technically difficult. Thomas, give me an adjective, please.
Bad.
Yep. And then a celebrity and female celebrity and a male celebrity, please.
Doja Cat.
Yep.
And Jack Harlow.
Nice. It's not who you said yesterday.
Who did I say? Who was the male celebrity that I said?
You said Mike White.
Oh, put Mike White back in there. Let's get him back.
Okay. Bring Mike White back. Now that fucking White Lotus is so popular, people probably will never come back to Survivor.
Bullshit.
An adjective, please.
Late.
And color.
Amber.
Nice, like the color of Amber B's energy.
That's right.
And a plural noun.
Farts.
Farts. The fucking funniest thing you could ever think of.
Watch out. Who knows where I'm going to go next?
Can I get an adjective?
Lame.
Yeah, I like that. And a verb ending in ing.
Running.
And an animal?
Orangutan.
Oh, you gave me a good one that's easy to spell.
Orangutan.
Uh-huh. And a part of the body. Make it a funny one.
But.
And a noun?
Glasses.
And how about one more noun?
Ground.
And finally, an exclamation. And this is...
Ouch.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yes, that is my final answer.
Okay, we'll see if it fits.
Jake, do you remember, I was just talking to someone about this. Do you remember playing, because I know we both had this, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire PC game, where if you typed in, when it asked your name, if you typed in Regis Philbin, Regis would get mad at you, and he would name you like idiot.
That's so good. Regis Philbin, as they say, was a real one. Did you know that Michael Schur is married to Regis Philbin's daughter?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I learned that recently. So this is called Survivor on the Runway. The Survivor fashion statement is definitely the most bad on television. Now, I don't know if they mean like bad or bad like cool, you know?
They mean it like Michael Jackson bad.
Yeah. Everyone is following the Survivor trend, even big stars like Doja Cat and Mike White. Imagine Doja Cat and
Saving the
Mike
best
White
for last.
wearing the same
It's
outfit.
it's the Zoolander runway scene. Do not be distracted by the beautiful celebrities. And it's Doja Cat and then Mike White. Mike White is definitely in the Gary Shandling position.
The style for women is simple, chic, and late. Short shorts and cute amber tops are the way to go. Men will wear longer farts, but might take off their shirts to get a lame tan.
Oh, yeah. What a bunch of fucking lamos.
If you're going running or want to catch an orangutan, something to keep your hair off your butt might come in handy.
Oh,
It will also be useful for wiping glasses off your face if the weather is hot, which is almost always is. Honestly, like, that's really thoughtful.
yeah.
I hate when my face gets all sweaty and my glasses slip off. Because as you know, I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah. You're basically Velma.
I'm
without
basically
your
Velma.
glasses.
Have you seen the latest Scooby-Doo movie? Where Velma's
No,
officially
I
gay?
have not seen the Velma thing.
Yeah, it's good. Not the Mindy Kaling thing, which is what I thought we were watching at this Halloween party I went to a month ago. It was a movie. You know how they make movies, Scooby-Doo?
Yes.
Well, they did one recently, and it was good. But it wasn't what I was expecting.
Was it a WrestleMania mystery?
It was not a WrestleMania mystery. It was a normal mystery. And there was some
Okay.
fashion icon who was like the person who made all of the...
Was it Mike White?
It was Mike White.
Whoa.
He did the voice, yeah. And Velma fell in love with his character because she was a real hottie. And she made all the costumes for all the villains all the time. That was the twist. It was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. You should watch it.
Okay, what's going on with the rest of this Mad Lib?
You can wear sneakers or sandals, whichever you prefer. Make sure you wear something on your feet since you don't want to burn them on the hot ground. So you just got that one.
I can't believe I've called shot there.
Excuse me. That would most likely make you scream, ouch.
You know what? It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they just work out.
Sometimes you just know.
Okay, well, that's fun. For more fun word jokes from Thomas Powell, you can follow him on Twitter. Thomas, what's your twitter.com handle?
You can follow me at Tom.Tom. Going to be talking a lot about Michigan football, as I have been, but even more now because they beat Ohio State and they're undefeated. And I'm having a great time.
Cool. DYWSLN is the name of the show and also the name of the Twitter handle where you can follow us, or on Instagram at The Only Survivor Podcast. On Patreon, Thomas, what's the patreon.com URL?
Patreon.com/justpodcasts. You can listen to shows like Did You Listen to Last Night?
No, you can't just force that one into reality. We have to
going
put
to
a limit on
happen.
these somehow. Did you listen to Last Night?
You
Night
can listen
is
to
not-
Just Stroke,
That's
our
on our
podcast about the
OnlyFans.
song The Stroke by Billy Squire.
That's our OnlyFans show where we masturbate. That's a different thing. That's the joke. Just the joke.
Anyway, you can listen to you can find that and many more at patreon.com/justpodcasts. At prices to fit any budget, as long as you can spend 5 figures a month.
It doesn't even need to be that much. It could be less.
Oh, yeah. If you want to leave us a bad review, it's cheaper.
And I think we even have things that are only 4 digits a month. So let me just pull this up real quick, because I do know that we had a. I don't think I've made the.
Oh, you're right. We did. There was one that we actually would do. There was one of them that was like, this is one that we should do. What was that?
Are you thinking of Teal Time?
Was Teal Time a Pistons podcast?
Yeah, that's only $3,000 a month.
That's pretty affordable,
Obviously,
I would say.
to commemorate their 3 championships. Isn't it wild to think that their last championship is further away than their second and third championship were from each other?
Yeah, I don't like to think about that.
Yeah, it makes me feel old, and I don't like it. We can talk more about that on Teal Time, a Pistons
if you want to hear more
podcast.
about that.
Patreon.com/justpodcasts, of course. Thank you to the listeners. Thomas, do you want to say anything to them?
Thank you, listeners.
Apple reviews, we got them, and they're good, and you got to leave 5 stars.
Give us more, 5 stars only, and then make sure that you say, this is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up. Spotify is corrupt, but if I could leave a review, I would say I look forward to seeing this in my Spotify Wrapped.
And Spotify Wrapped is coming out these days.
It's coming up. I'm a title guy. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh,
but,
excuse me. I totally forgot that you're a title guy now. Well, maybe next week we'll come back with our Spotify Wrapped, except for Thomas. Thomas, what does title do? Here's your tidal wave of music.
I think they
you
give you
listen
some
to.
sort of they give you some sort of year-end thing.
Why did they spell it like tidal wave?
Because there's a big wave of music that's about to hit you. Look out.
It's weird because it's like a natural disaster. It's weird that they would celebrate that, you know? I feel like
honestly,
maybe we should, I don't know, cancel Jay-Z?
do better. For that, not for anything else.
No, I can't imagine anything else he's done. Just the spelling of his streaming website. Okay. Well, I know this one was late, and I'm sorry about that. It's Tim Apple's fault. Blame him. You have anything else to say, Thomas, on this evening? Did you watch...
Just that... What?
Did you watch Survivor Last Nights? I forgot to say nights in a sexy way.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because it's the...
I was going to say, did you watch Survivor Last Nights? So
Yeah.
I think we can end on that bit of symmetry.
Yeah, so have a great... what's the song from Greece? Summer's Night?
Have a great Greased Lightning.
Have a great Grease Lightning.
Greases.
We should talk about our favorite places for shit outside of the home in this episode.
Work, not even close. Getting paid to do it.
Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't even consider that. I was thinking of like establishments that you visit. Work, it's like home to me.
Yeah, I don't really think there's a good place. I think any like singles, like single bathroom, like with a door that locks and nobody else is in there, like that's probably the best.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think of I feel like nicer. You get like a newer restaurant. It's got a nice bathroom. That's a good place to take shit.
You know what? I'm just realizing maybe I just don't go to places that have nice bathrooms. Ooh, actually, you know what? You know where has an awesome bathroom? Next time you're in Chicago, Thomas, we'll have to go here because it's a cool cocktail bar. It's called something, and it's on an intersection somewhere, and it's one of those bars that's like in an old car garage, like a mechanic's garage, so it has the doors that slide up like garage doors. You know what I'm talking about? Those kind of bars.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. It's really generous of you to give such a hearty plug and endorsement for this bar by not remembering the name of it at all or where it is.
I can visualize
It's
it.
a bar that exists. I don't remember what it's called, but it is somewhere. I can't remember where.
I went on a date there with an ex, and also probably another date with somebody else, and maybe even a third date with somebody else, you know? The 20s were a lot of fun.
Who can say?
The 1920s, obviously. The 2020s.
Speakeasy.
Fun for a different reason. Well, anyway, the bathroom here is really nice.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna say
no,
the name
wait,
of the
let me-
bathroom
let
that I
me-
can
let-
remember.
Okay.
The name of the place and where it is. That restaurant Hancock, which is down the street from my house. Nice wallpaper in those bathrooms, and the bathrooms are also nice. They're very clean.
Okay, the bar is called a stereo, and the bathrooms, it has, the walls are all like these cool, like, kind of sepia-tinted mirrors that are each like an inch by inch, if that. And just like floor to ceiling, all the way around. So, it's a cool little effect. And you're like, oh, this is neat. This is enough to entertain me while I'm a little drunk in the bathroom at a bar.
What's the name of the bar again?
Estereo. E-S-T-E-R-E-O.
Ray Estereo.
Ray Estereo.
You know
Don't
where
know
it's
what that
you know where it's located? The 619.
No. Oh, Ray Mysterio. Yeah, okay. That's funny.
Smarten up, Probst.